Yo, we got a long one, 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and get to it.
Well, man, we're gonna have to get him on this cot.
And his baby, man.
At first, officers thought the tragedy was the result of a robbery or a case of mistaken identity,
This may be a robbery.
but they would be horribly wrong. What Tyrone Hassel Jr. didn't know yet was that his daughter-in-law, Kamaya, was hiding a dark secret that would ruin the family's life. As the investigation continued,
That's crazy work, bro. You would not think it'd be your wife that'd take you out. Daughter-in-law or whatever. Like, that's just crazy work.
would uncover a toxic relationship and a twisted conspiracy, with Kamaya at the very center of it all.
No, he just brought us something to eat.
Okay.
So we sit on the couch eating, and then I just heard gunshots.
If I tell you that this guy, who I think did it to my son, ain't a black person, would y'all treat him the same way?
Absolutely.
He on that timing. You could tell he on that time. He ain't finna play with y'all. Because he might take it around and do it in his own hands, you feel me?
What's the address of the emergency?
Side note, I always love these little settings and stuff like that. Like the amount of detail they put. Like you got the little phone call with the little thing that's catching the voice and stuff like that. Like just the amount of detail. I love that.
911.
I need help. My husband.
Hello?
Hello.
I don't know if that's kind of wrong to kind of put him like, you know what I'm saying? Put that right there. But it is what it is.
I need help. I need help. My husband was shot. I need help.
Boy, laid out.
Where you at, ma'am?
I'm in Colfax Avenue.
Colfax?
Yes, please.
Is this a house and apartment?
What is the house?
Okay, and tell me exactly what happened.
I don't know. My husband bought us some food, and he left out, and me and my son were eating, and I just heard gunshots. And I put myself in the room, and I came outside, and my husband was on the ground.
Okay, stand in line.
That's weird. All right, so wait. Because she obviously did it, so I'm trying to figure it out before they tell me. So she got the gun. I mean, dang, tripping. She got the food. She sent him out to go get the food, right? He went out to go get the food. He comes back inside, then he goes back outside and he gets smoked. She had to have sent that call out and let them know where he was going and when he was moving.
You here? Okay.
But how could she set that call up without him knowing? She actually had to do it while he was out.
Ma'am. Where's your husband's outside? Okay, stay on the line with me. Ma'am, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath for me, okay?
And do you think this crying is acting, or you think it's like regret? You know what I'm saying? Like I always be thinking that, like, is she acting right now or is she regretful? And
How many shots did you hear, ma'am? Ma'am? Hello?
Me and my son were sitting on the couch eating.
Tyrone returned to the house just after 11 p.m. After going inside and bringing food to his family, he stepped back outside. That's when his wife heard gunshots coming from the side of the house near the driveway. She ran out.
it's weird, bro, because like I'm really trying to think about it. Like she obviously had to send that text out, or at least a call, a text, or something to let that person know. But it's like now I'm thinking, was this person following them from the like, you know what I'm saying, for a minute?
And found her husband lying next to his pickup truck in the driveway, badly
scream is
injured
unnecessary.
and suffering from multiple gunshot wounds.
Who's this guy that shot in the head?
Why did he have to say that? Shot in the head? Like, I don't know. It just feels like an improper way of handling the wrong words, I would say. You using the wrong words. Like, you just go be like, hey, that's your man right there shot in the head with a hole in his shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The story of how Tyrone met his wife goes back about 5 years before this tragedy. Tyrone was starting his second year of college when he decided to join the Army. In 2015, he met Kamaya while they were both serving in the military and
Isn't she
stationed
a
at Fort
brat,
Carson.
military brat?
Their relationship moved fast and quickly became serious. Things became even more serious when Kamaya found out she was pregnant. At the time of Sergeant Hassel's murder, Kamaya, who was 22 years old, and Sergeant Hassel were on block leave from Fort Stewart. Kamaya was working as a truck driver, and Sergeant Hassel was serving as a wheel mechanic. At that point, Police didn't allow Tyrone Hassel Jr. or Kamaya to leave the scene. They were dealing with a lot of unanswered.
He has a bullet in his brain. I'm pretty sure it's done.
So, if you know something,
I don't think he was beefing with anybody.
now's the time. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he was beefing with anybody. He was just at his friend's house. He was at the family's house, and then he came here.
He told me a long time ago, Daddy, if I go to jail, somebody frame me. My son walked a straight line his entire life.
He's not a type, so obviously, even knowing that he got that military background, he's not really out there in the streets, or like he's not really causing no problems. So obviously, this was a plan to hit.
With people close to him, police learned that Tyrone didn't have any known enemies, nothing that would explain something like this. They then began carefully processing the scene. There was blood on the truck and blood across the driveway. Multiple shell casings were also found, scattered around where Tyrone had fallen.
It's like 10, damn.
There's one, 2, 3. And then number 4 is right there.
The first thing police suspected was that this may have been a robbery gone wrong. But Sergeant Hassel still had his money, his phone, and his car keys on him, so that possibility was quickly ruled out. By looking at how the shooting happened, the shots hitting Tyrone in the head, face, neck, and shoulders, it was clear this was
they hit all vital. Well, not, you know what I mean, but they hit all, you know what I'm saying?
Personal attack, not a random act of violence. Detectives also noticed that some rounds went into the garage, which showed that the shooter was positioned behind him while Tyrone was standing at the doorway of his truck. One of the first leads detectives got was that Tyrone had gone to Walmart the night of the murder to buy ammunition. The rounds he bought were 9mm, the same type used in his shooting. This raised an important question. Why was he buying ammo, and was it for self-defense? Without wasting any time,
They found 9mm shell casings. Did they kill him with his own gun?
detectives went to Walmart to collect all the security footage from that night. The Walmart footage clearly shows that he ran into 2 other people while he was there. Maybe there was some sort of feud with these customers, but it's not something the police couldn't track. Now, they're working to identify these 2 individuals to see if there's any connection between them and the shooting that happened just a few hours later.
I bet y'all it's some love triangle shit. You feel me?
p.m. the next day, police returned to Tyrone Hassel Jr.'s home.
He went to Walmart. He was with a few guys, and there's a little bit of confusion. That's him there, right? You can't really tell who those guys are here. This guy here.
From what I've seen so far, this father is a tank. He's solid. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't breaking down, no nothing. He just, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Who got beef with him? Who won't catch Chunk? Yeah, so they gonna say next. You know what I'm saying?
They hold a grudge for a long time.
That was.
I wonder if it was like a white person. Not try to be racist, but I wonder if it was a white person. Would they be saying beef still? I feel like they'd be like, "Did you have an issue with him?"
School, man. He went to school.
Yeah.
And the person didn't. He probably took off that way, but he didn't come from that way.
Yeah.
He came from this way. There's a bullet hole in my garage and my fence.
Yeah. So at some point they were definitely shooting. Yeah.
I seen it. I mean, I couldn't come past the tape, but I was looking.
He kind of like with Marshawn Lynch to me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Family wants to find the person responsible for a New Year's Eve shooting that left a 23-year-old active military member dead.
Through the investigation, detectives conducted interviews and eventually learned that the 2 men...
Bro, who is that? Look at his face. Why is his facial shape like that?
Tyrone had interacted with at Walmart were just his high school friends with no connection to the shoot. It didn't take long for the next lead to come directly from Tyrone Hassel Jr. himself. He started going through social media, carefully reviewing posts on Facebook to see if anything could point to who might be responsible for the crime. When he came across something that seemed suspicious, he immediately went to the police department to report it.
If I tell you that this guy, who I think did it to my son, ain't a black person, that he's not a black person, would y'all treat him the same way?
Absolutely.
I don't, like, even, he's asking the question, and they could just lie to him, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, they could be like, yeah, we're going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, asking the question, it's like, it's not going to do nothing. All it does is give you your satisfaction. But if you're not satisfied from what they saying, then it's not even you're not even, you know what I'm saying? Not at peace.
I think I know who did this to my son.
He believed the killer
guy, I'm
might
gonna
have
say it,
actually been
though.
looking for Tyrone's stepbrother, who at the time was dealing with some personal conflicts with other people. Because of that, police considered the possibility that this was a targeted hit meant for the stepbrother, a case of mistaken identity that tragically ended.
That's what you're thinking?
Now, you know
Yep.
my stepson.
Yeah.
He's into a bunch of shit.
Oh, and we know.
Police interviewed Tyrone's stepbrother and took his statement, then followed up by speaking with other witnesses connected to him. They pushed this lead as far as they could, and it took about a week to interview everyone involved. But once again, it went nowhere. As the investigation continued, the evidence police gathered made one thing clear: the stepbrother was not involved. There was no indication that he or anyone he had issues with played any role in the shooting.
But it's like at this point, you gotta ask the girl again, because it's like nobody is part of it or knows what's going on besides the girl. That should be red flag number
On top
one.
of that, his appearance was very different. He had long dreadlocks down to his shoulders, making a case of mistaken identity with Tyrone highly unlikely. In cases like this, when police don't have an initial suspect, they're forced to
I
follow.
wonder how the stepson got to feel towards his stepfather now, because he tried to make him look like he did it. And like, you know what I'm saying? That's his real son though. Like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
Possible lead. After that, police began receiving a large number of tips from the community. In several of those tips, callers said Tyrone had been seen in the roller rink area, where he was involved in a verbal confrontation with another person. Detectives then located Tyrone's friend, Dylan. They brought him to the police station to talk in more detail about what had happened and see if it could be connected to the shooting.
What did you see there?
We got there, and we see him, I'm speaking, he just give us an odd look, and then like, Tyrone cut out early.
So this drama dude was on Apple Street too?
Yeah.
Wherever that was?
Yeah, and he just like give off this vibe.
He mentioned that there had been a verbal altercation with a guy known by the street name Drama. Investigators decided to follow up on that lead to see if it had any
The
connection to
nigga name is Drama. Like
Tyrone's murder.
that's like a nigga name being Consequences. It's like, come on, bro. You got to you number
so
one.
The reason I'm here, you were at the roller rink Sunday night with Ty.
I didn't see it. I know him by the name of Drama, but
Dude.
I didn't see him.
Okay. This is just one of the...
One friend saying they seen the other. I ain't gonna lie, I'm really stumped. I don't know. Like I know the girl did it obviously, but I don't know how it all this went through. I want to see it.
No, was that one of those tips would eventually become the key to solving the case.
Like I ain't gonna lie, if I was on the case, this a cold case. I wouldn't be able to solve it.
Person responsible had been right there the whole time, standing close to the family and the police, appearing to grieve along with everyone else. A revelation that would soon shock the entire community. Through the investigation, a resident came forward and reported something unusual. On the night of the murder, they noticed
Why didn't bro Ben say something? And then on top of that, now that I think about it, the police should have been knocking door to door to see if there was any eyewitnesses.
backed into a driveway at a residence. That detail ended up giving detectives one of their first major clues. The vehicle was described as
So if he was watching him, so he's saying like 15 to 20 minutes later he heard gunshots and that woke him up. But I don't know, bro. If you watching him walk up that way, how you go from watching him to hearing him? That don't make sense.
four-door
I
car
probably
that had
ain't
backed into the driveway of a vacant house that was listed for sale. Detectives were able to get a license plate reader hit on that vehicle, tracking it as it passed through Illinois toll booths captured on surveillance cameras. That plate came back to someone in the U.S. military, serving in the
Love
same battalion
triangle.
as Sergeant Tyrone
What I tell you, love triangle.
III. The owner was identified as Jeremy Cuellar, a member of the same squad as Tyrone. Using the license plate data, investigators were able to place his vehicle near the scene of the crime on the day of the shooting. For the first time, the investigation was starting to show real progress, and police finally had a name. Before detectives spoke directly with Jeremy, they immediately contacted investigators at Fort Stewart working with the U.S. Army. Army investigators began going through the platoons connected to the case and interviewed several service members. One of them was Sergeant Bacon. He had personal first-hand knowledge of Jeremy Cuellar and Kamaya Hassel.
I be forgetting niggas' names really just be like Bacon. Like His last name is really Bacon. Like my last name DeBase, so.
Information that would quickly become critical to the case.
So when y'all would hang out, what would y'all typically do?
Talk and drink and just chill out the room.
Okay. So any relationships between any of those people in that group going on?
I mean, in Korea, I knew Quay has to mess around, and that was it.
All right. Tell me what you know about that.
I seen them together and mess around, and was it like, everybody had their own little battle group in Korea.
So when you say messing around, what do you
Battle
mean
boo.
with that? Because obviously, everybody's got different.
Oh yeah, like sexually.
I'll help you with that. So they were all in Korea, and that's where it started. He and the girl had a relationship going on, and that the guy that died had said something.
Oh, so the girl might not have nothing to do with it. I mean, obviously, but you don't know. Cause like, how did he know he was there though? You see what I'm saying? He could have. He's still from wherever he at. He's still in his own part of the world. You see what I'm saying? There ain't no way he could have known he was there at that time without no warning. You see what I'm saying?
And then he had threatened him.
The relationship between Jeremy and Tyrone's wife turns out to be a crucial piece of the puzzle.
They was both
It
clapping
adds
that.
real weight to the motive and helps explain why certain things may have happened. Once Kamaya's name comes into the picture, police have no choice but to focus on her next. A turn in the case that would shock everyone. But detectives still need the full story. Was Kamaya being stalked by Jeremy, with him becoming obsessed and ultimately deciding to eliminate what he saw as his rival? Or was she actually part of it, aware of what was going to happen and involved from the start?
What was going on? When did you guys become romantic? You guys seen each other while he was in Michigan? Now listen, did you see him while you're in Michigan? Because they're going to take your phone apart. When they take your phone apart, it's all there. So what I want to say is, before they do that, I want you to be honest with me.
I've worked the same amount of hours that he worked, and I still have to come home and do everything for the baby.
She sounded a little upset.
I agree, that's not fair.
And it's like
And he planned it. Yeah, it's over with.
Why the relationship and a bond was built between me and Jeremy is because he will always tell me, you don't have to worry about that.
I hate them. He came in with when they got turbulent. He came in at the right time with the right words. You see what I'm saying? Oh my God, he one of them.
Together.
But then you would think this type of person, they just, all right, I did that, I'm going about my business. He got attached to it.
Make sure you have your breaks. I'll do this for the baby. I'll do that. And it just made me really feel like that all of that was going to happen.
The first striking thing about Kamaya in the interview was how cold and calculated she was. Definitely not normal for an average person. You could even say she manipulated Jeremy into pulling the trigger. What's clear, though, is that she was a much more active participant.
She's not even worth it for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a solid 6, 5. They crashed out over 6s and 5s.
With Jeremy following through on her instructions.
So, when we were in Korea, I can't really pinpoint exactly when it was. Me and Ty had this big argument, and then, I came back into the building, and I was talking to Jeremy. I'm like, man, I don't want to be with him no more. Like, I'm tired of this, I don't want to deal with no more. And he was like, so why y'all still together? And I was like, we have a child, and even if I talked to him about divorce, he probably wouldn't even, do it with me.
No, she really the mastermind. You see how she planted it into his head, making him think he doing it on, like, she's giving him the fucking Dwayne Wade alley-oop. You see what I'm saying? But she making it look like he said he did his own stuff live. You know what I'm trying to say? Obviously, she put it into his head.
And he was like, I can handle that. And I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, I can handle it. Like, I get that guy, I get a girl, blah, blah, blah. And well, it just started to progress.
Why did you do it in Korea?
No, it was just planned in Korea. It wasn't to be done in Korea. It was just planned in Korea when we got back to the States. But I did.
What you mean you didn't take it seriously?
Because
Now listen, this is where you and I stay straight. Because you didn't take it serious because you knew he was out there that night with a gun. So were you guys talking because they're going to get your correspondent every day?
He would be like,
Well, she played that.
Like,
he played himself.
Like, well, he's out cutting hair, and he's like, okay, we'll be up there in a few hours, and then he'll come up.
I fall off the camera shaking I'll be shaking my legs. Pause.
See if he'll come home by himself, or if he wouldn't, and then we would try to take the opportunity. I said, well, he's about to bring us something to eat, and then that's when he came.
So you called him and said, well, hold on.
Oh my God.
he's coming back to bring food.
Yeah, I said that he was coming back to bring us something to eat.
No, he just brought us something to eat. We were sitting on the couch eating, and then I just heard gunshots.
But why would you just divorce him?
That's what I'm saying.
I talked to him about it, and he didn't want to.
You put your needs and your wants above somebody's life.
I did.
Often suspects won't say much to the police, but when she confessed during the interrogation, almost everything she talked about was about herself, how things affected her.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Y'all be careful out here in these relationships, bro. Even though it ain't to the same extent, it's a lot of women that think like this.
Why it had to be done, and how calculated it all was.
You know, you said you feel...
Yeah, think about how they was the one affected when they went and fucked your brother. You see what I'm saying? They like, but you weren't there for me.
About as responsible as Jeremy is. I mean, this is would you say this is a 50-50 you guys were on this?
Yeah. Because I knew all about it, and like I said, I probably could have stopped it, but the reason that I didn't, because I felt like he would, be mad at me or...
And not love you anymore?
Yeah. Because I just felt like I wasn't getting that love at home like I wanted to.
Without a doubt, she's one of the coldest...
Bro, like, y'all really gotta think about it. She thought to get this man killed versus just leaving. And divorce, she wouldn't in divorce. She go get half of everything and all that. You know what I'm saying? But is it really true? Like, if he don't want a divorce, but you do, the divorce don't happen? Y'all both have to agree to divorce? That's kind of stupid.
You could ever come across in any true crime story. At the same time, during the investigation, the mounting...
Y'all take notes, bro. It be situations y'all can get out of as long as y'all keep your mouth shut.
Against Kamaya was overwhelming. Her confession made it clear this was a planned and premeditated act, and that...
I remember the time I got caught. I mean, my cousin got pulled over. They ended up taking him to jail, but he ended up getting out. I forgot the reason they even got him. I think it was like expired tags or a light or something like that. But the person went to come into my window trying to ask me questions and stuff like that. Got the flash and the light in my eyes and stuff like that for no reason. And I wasn't even the one that was like that they was coming for. But like I told him I didn't want to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I sat there and I was quiet the whole time. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, it irritated him that I didn't want to talk to him. Like he literally grabbed the flashlight. And at first he was pointing at like the little my feet and stuff like that, but then he just started pointing it right at my eyes, like literally right in my eyes, and then was telling me, "Don't move, you better not move." You know what I'm saying? Like what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I thought I was gonna get capped off.
Illinois to carry out the homicide. Kamaya wanted
I was
her
so nervous
dead
too
because she felt he wasn't taking care of her properly. She believed she was overburdened and had too much responsibility. Her narcissistic traits became even more apparent during one police interview when she was asked if Sergeant Hassel had life insurance. She casually mentioned she would receive $400,000 from the Army after his death. The financial...
No, this was a money move. That's why she wanted him dead.
Clearly a factor in the crime. But what really happened that night was that Tyrone was actually bringing food back for her and their 1-year-old son when the hit occurred. Kamaya was at least as involved, if not more so, than Jeremy. He was just happy to be the one pulling the trigger.
Let me see what the dad gotta say.
In the end, August 29th, 2019, about 8 months after Tyrone's killing, she was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
People be thinking like 8 months. They be thinking like, that's 8 months of like, you know what I'm saying, where you still free. But that's just like 8 months of pure stress. You know what I'm saying? Like that person killed somebody. That's always going to be on their mind. Will they get caught? You know what I'm saying? Like what's happening right now? Like that's 8 months of just stress.
She will never see freedom again. Jeremy also pleaded guilty to second-degree murder on July 30th, 2019, and was sentenced to 65 years in prison. With his earliest eligibility for parole at age 90, it's
I wonder if it's by the places and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying, by like the, like, you know what I'm saying, by like the states and stuff. Because like you'll see somebody with second-degree murder or first-degree murder or something like that, and they only get like 20 years, you know what I'm saying, 30, 40 years. You'll see other people, they be getting life, you know what I'm saying, with no possibility of parole.
Unlikely he will ever get out. He later tried to withdraw his plea, but the Michigan Supreme Court refused to hear his case in 2021.
I could tell by the way you look, man, you want me to burn in hell, sir. And I understand that. I understand that.
Burn in hell? He want to do it himself. He want to hurt you.
I really hope you can forgive me. You know what I'm saying? I know it's going to take.
You could see that hurt him right here.
The only thing
Look
I
at his
can do
face.
is visit him in the grave.
That realization, like, dang. We'll kill them all. What it did my job. I'm running it back down. Running it back down. Oh, my fault, my fault. That's gonna be the end of this video, man. They start playing a banger at the end there. All right.